Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to week 7 of Winning Picks Weekly. As always, my name's John Meleka, joined by my buddy, my co-host, my pal, my main man, Greg. Video producer Greg from Knicks, Jets, etc. is on the Jets podcast. And not only are we killing right now this NFL pick'em season with the spreads, not only are we killing them with no spread in our own league that we have going on,
Yep.
but the New York Jets are also killing, man. What's up? How you doing? I'm still reeling up that Jets Packers win. I'm still not over it. Man, how you doing? We're having a great season right now.
Dude, it's insane. And the Jets are doing great. So are the Giants. I had my best gambling week of the season this weekend. It was including the Jets and the Giants moneyline parlay. I did not realize in live time because I was watching the Jets game how lucky I got in the Giants game. I don't know if you saw the ending of that, but Lamar had it 3rd and 1, got the first down to pretty much end the game, I think, or ice the game. They got called for a penalty. Next play, bad snap. He's scrambling instead of just throwing it away. Throws an interception. Giants get it back. I mean, that's the type of luck you need to hit like a plus 4,000 parlay. So, got lucky with that. I had Atlanta in there too, money line. That was a stone cold lock because of injury reports. So, and plus they're five. I mean, they're 5-0 now, 6-0 against the spread. It's crazy as they're going for the record to tie the record this week.
I love that. I love that. And speaking of last week, shout out to Tsunami Speaks, who we had on the last Jets episode. She has her own channel
Yep.
on the Jets and the Knicks. Definitely check that out. But shout out to her who took our Jets Giants Seahawks parlay and was sweating it out at the end there, and thankfully she won. So shout out to her. And dude, let's just get this rolling, man. We're killing it. We're above 500 again. You were 3-0 best bets. I was 2-1, and like a dummy, I didn't realize that I took KC, which is against my rule that I found out, which is if a team is going into a bye, they cover the spread going in.
Yeah, we talked
And I
about
miss
we
Buffalo.
sometimes we talk about at the beginning of the episodes. What did we learn last week? That's definitely something that you've been harping on. It happened again last week where the teams going to the bye covered their spreads. I'm still skeptical of it, but so far it's been hitting. So far the unders have been hitting. Like there's just trends that you just have to follow sometimes. And again, these weeks where there's 4 or 5 teams, 4, 6, whatever it is, teams going into a bye. Even if you hit 50, 60% of them, 3/4 of them, you're up money. So it's not gonna be perfect every time, but they hit the majority of the time. Let's keep it rocking. So we definitely picked
Yeah,
that up last week.
because the whole idea is the spread, everything is baked into the spread, right? We do the injuries, we try to find a hole in the injury that might not be baked into the spread, right? Because like it's still an unknown. But what's really the factors here are motivation, right? Like going into the bye week, I guess that motivation is just something is clicking there. But something has also been clicking with these primetime games, man. So let's just start off with honestly a stinker, a game that I absolutely hate. New Orleans Saints at the Arizona Cardinals, both 2-4 at Arizona. Basically a pick 'em, but looks like Arizona -1.5 here. What do you like?
Dude, I love the Saints in this one. I think Arizona's been bad. Arizona's 3-0 at home so far this season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or I'm
You
sorry,
love
they're
New
0
Orleans
3.
though?
Sorry, they're 0 3. They're 0 3 at home so far this season. They stink at home. I think
Ooh, that makes me like Arizona. Okay, go ahead.
going back to last season, I think they even lost a couple games at home to end the season too. So I think the record could be even worse. Dude, I love the Saints. I don't know injury wise how many people are gonna be back come game time.
Well, Landry and Michael Thomas are out again.
Yeah, which is okay because I think Olave's back. I saw that.
Yep.
Let me pull up what they have right now. My big thing is Lattimore. He's ruled out, so that's tough. Lattimore's a big piece for that defense, especially because now they have Hopkins coming back in Arizona. But I think like Kyler Murray said in his comments this week is like just because Hopkins is back, it's not a cure all for the team. Like they have a lot of issues they have to address. Dude, they had no offensive touchdowns last week.
Well,
Now they,
Marquise Brown is out too. James Conner was out last week.
yep, true.
Robbie Anderson coming in.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, he might dress, but what is he gonna do? He arrived there on Tuesday and he's suiting up on
Games on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, so then it's Diop's first game back. Robbie Anderson's nothing. James Conner's still hurt. Justin Pugh is out.
Yeah, that sucks. I know, former Giant. That sucks that he got hurt. Dude, I just love the Saints. I think that the Saints, they were competitive last week against the Bengals. I think they let it slip away with a big time touchdown to Jamar Chase, and he like broke a couple tackles and ran for 50, 60 yards or whatever. I think the Saints could have won that game last week. Short week. I get that you're on the road, but like I said, the Cardinals have not been good at home so far this season. I don't believe in Kyler. I don't believe in Kingsbury. I think he's on the very hot seat there, even though people aren't really talking about it. It's all been Matt Rule talk and stuff, and now he's gone, so now we're going to focus on someone else because that's just how it goes.
Taysom Hill game.
Yeah, I think Taysom Hill could play good. I mean, dude, the Cardinals defense can't stop anything, and they can't score any points. So I don't know how you're going to win. Even if you're getting a point and a half, that's not enough points in the spread. So
All right, cool. I like
give me
Saints
New
too.
Orleans. Yeah.
But it looks like the public and the bets are all in Arizona, so I like that.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
All right, so let's jump to. I guess you were talking about some record breaking stats. Let's start with the Kings of the spread with the Atlanta Falcons at plus 5.5 at Cincinnati Bengals. What do you got, man?
Dude, I got the Kings. I got Atlanta. I got Atlanta covering. I got Atlanta, honestly, as the best bet. It's my first best bet of the week.
You don't think it's going to kind of even out where everybody knows they keep covering the spread here?
Dude, I don't know. I saw PFF release today the easiest schedules, the easiest remaining schedules, and like the Jets fans, rightfully so, have big time beef with PFF this week. We bullied the crap out of them for their
And they
Quinn Williams
changed
score.
it.
Dude, they changed it 3 times. They changed it 3 times. We exposed the grader for the Jets as being a Miami Dolphins fan based on old tweets. He scored him like something in the 60s. Then by the end of the week, they adjusted 3 times to get him in the 80s. Finally, when it was announced he was Defensive Player of the Week in the NFL. PFF lost a lot of credibility with me this week. But if you believe in their power rankings for easiest remaining schedules, which I had to look into more, the Atlanta has the easiest schedule left in the season.
I don't think this is one of the games though. I think Cincinnati is a really good team, and I think Cincinnati needs this win.
I don't know. Like I said, I think Cincinnati easily could have lost to the Saints last week if they didn't break a couple tackles and run for 50, 60-yard touchdown with Chase. They just haven't looked the same. The running game's non-existent. The defense hasn't been shut down, locked down like they were in the playoffs last year. I don't know. It's tough. Let's see what the public's betting on this one right now.
There's no information here. It's basically 50-50
I see
everywhere.
50-50. I see some on some games, but yeah, in this one I see
I'm
50-50.
gonna fade the Kings just because they're the Kings. I'm just gonna fade them. I like Cincinnati at home. They're both 3-3. Like straight up in the season. I think this is a big game for Cincinnati, and I think Cincinnati could start being real if they win this game, especially because we can get into it right now. Cleveland is playing the Ravens, and that's a huge game. But before we get into that, any last words
I
on Atlanta and
I just
Cincinnati?
I just looked up the Atlanta schedule. They might be spot on with this. It is a bad schedule the
What do
rest
they
of the
got?
way. Bengals, Panthers, Chargers, Panthers, Bears, Commanders, Steelers, Saints, Ravens, Cardinals, Bucks.
All right, there's like
I heard Bengals, I heard Chargers, I heard Saints, I heard Ravens, I heard Bucks.
Chargers,
Yeah, so that's 5 teams left on out
and
of
I heard
10.
like 4 easy wins, right? Two Carolina. We
Two
got
Carolina, a
one.
Bears, a Commanders, and a Steelers, and a Cardinals.
Steelers are chippy though.
Yeah, they're frisky. I think the Bears are a little frisky. What a Thursday night game that was last week. Holy cow.
I don't know if the Bears are frisky. All right, let's get into why I think this is such a huge game for Cincinnati, especially if they win, is because we got Cleveland playing Baltimore. And don't look now, man, but Deshaun Watson, they just came out with a little report from Roger Goodell saying he's following all the protocols for a suspension. He's going to come off a suspension just like they decided, with his plea deal.
Yep.
He's coming back in like 6 more weeks, man. And Cleveland's 2-4. They're plus 6.5 at the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore's 3-3. Talk to me about Baltimore. You talked at the top here a little bit about how the Giants shouldn't have won that game. Like the Ravens should have won the game. Dude, the Baltimore Ravens suck. I can't believe they have 3 wins. Like every metric says they suck. Uh Mark Andrews didn't practice this week. Shout out to my Isaiah Likely Mojo stock. I've had him for a while. He's been going up, 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 up. Maybe this is the game. If Mark Andrews hits it out like he always does, he's never played every game in a whole season. Maybe this is a likely game, but Lamar Jackson was limited. I'm sure he's going to play. Just something to look out for. What do you got going on here? What do you how do you think this game's going to go? I listen. I know that the Browns run and the Baltimore has a bad secondary, so that kind of matches up there. And Brissett's not really, the air mailer. But I can't believe it's 6.5 in a division game, and I think Cleveland's going to straight up win this game. I think they're going to be 3-4, and Baltimore's going to be 3-4, and I think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be 4-3.
I hear you. It's tough because both these teams stink. Like, I agree that Baltimore is bad in the fourth quarter. They've blown 3 big fourth quarter leads this year. They're definitely, if they're up in the fourth quarter by like 10 points, 14 points, definitely going to be betting Cleveland live, just in case. But to me, I think what's flown under the radar a little bit is just how bad this Browns team is. Like, you're talking about how the Browns run a lot. I don't think Nick Chubb had a very good week last week. 12 carries, 56 yards, no touchdowns. That's not great. I think the Cleveland Browns, the wheels are coming off a little bit. I mean, they're 2-4 in the season. I agree that Deshaun Watson coming back is obviously a huge upgrade. I don't know how he's going to mesh in right away, but they're still 6 games away, 5 games away from him coming back. The season could be over by the time he gets back, and I think they're okay with that.
Yeah, see, I don't think so. Like, I think Cleveland's going to put together this game. It's going to be a sloppy division game. I like the under in this game.
Dude, they're at the Ravens, home against the Bengals, at the Dolphins, at the Bills, home against the Bucks.
I'm gonna
Those are
take
5 tough teams for a 2-4 team.
There's 4 games easy off the top of my head here that I like the under on the Sunday in this weekend slate, and this is one of them. I just think this is going to be a ground game on the floor, turnovers galore, and I think Cleveland's going to straight up win. I love the 6.5. I like it so much. I'm making one of my best bets. This is one of my best bets this week. Where's the public on here?
70% of the money's on the Ravens. 70% of the money's on the over 45.
Okay, I like that.
So you're fading the public in both spots, right? You're taking Cleveland and the under. Obviously, for this, just Cleveland.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna take a bunch of unders in my parlay at the end here. Switch it up a little bit, but it's starting to get cold. I don't think the numbers are adjusting. The under last week for it's so funny. Let's get into it.
But for the record, I don't know if I said I like Baltimore on that one.
Yeah, you like Baltimore and I like Cleveland. Yep. That's one of my best bets. But let's get into this. Let's get into this Green Bay team, right? So Green Bay is going to Washington. Green Bay are road dogs at -5.5. Aaron Rodgers doesn't know if he's gonna play with his thumb injury. Like this game was so weird last week where I thought, you're watching the first half, you're like, this is exactly how I thought this game was gonna go. Right, like sloppy. There was some weather under both sides. The second half just went ballistic. Right, obviously the Jets went ballistic on defense, opened up opportunities, and they capitalized, especially on the run game, which Green Bay sucks against the run.
Yeah,
I don't know. Heineke, I know he's probably a cover machine. I don't know the numbers there, but I just feel like Heineke comes in and covers games just by just no fact check, just based on feelings here. On that one, and I get why Washington 5.5 at home is enticing. Man, I don't know. Did I just talk myself into Washington? Do I? The thing is, Green Bay has to win the game.
Yeah, this is one of my missing pick of the week because I don't get how.
Damn.
To me, I just don't get the spread, because to me, I actually think the spread's too high. Like I don't get why
Yeah, I think so. I think they
Washington's
Washington.
getting 6 points.
I couldn't even wait. You think Washington should get more?
I didn't know less. I think it should be like 3.
Yeah, I think I talked myself into Washington while just trying to introduce the game.
Yeah. My only thing is, obviously it depends on Aaron Rodgers, right? But looking at the Green
But
Bay injury report, there's not a lot of names on it that I saw. But I do see a good amount on Washington's. They coming off a mini bye playing the Bears on Thursday night, so they get a couple extra days of rest. They're starting a new quarterback. You know, I kind of think I think it's a must-win game for Green Bay. I know people were saying that last week it was. Last week had all the signs coming back from London, picking your opponent, the Jets knowing about it,
dude,
the
can
Jets
I just
talking about it.
I'm so happy you said that, man. This has been on my chest all week. Ever since I was like leaving, I couldn't wait to bring it up on the Jets episode coming up. For Knicks, Jets, etc. Check us out on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Leave us a review. Yo, I did not know that the teams. I knew that they chose whether or not to have a bye week after London. I did not know that they get to actually choose their opponent, and it makes perfect sense, right? Because last week, if you remember, I was trying to see if I could find the trend. I made a little, scientific who, what, where, when, why scientific project hypotheses where I
Yep.
was like, teams after London, like and they don't take a bye, I'm gonna fade them, and then it was just tough teams both times, right? Like
Yeah.
every time it's like, oh my god, it's for Chicago. Oh, it's a tough one. It can't just be anybody else. Like, oh no, it's versus So I now understand why. Well, it was versus Seattle. New Orleans picked Seattle. Now I understand why. It's because they choose it. That's why it's a bad opponent. And for the Jets to know that and the Green Bay to choose the Jets, I mean, they must have smelled blood in the water, especially with the way they lost to the Giants.
Dude,
It is a must win for Green Bay though
think
now.
of how disrespectful that is too, because we did a joint practice with them last year. So they saw us up close and personal. They know us in and out. Our offensive coordinator's brother is the head coach there. And like, yeah, we want to play you coming off. We know you better than most teams outside our division. We definitely want to play you guys when we come back from London. Dude, Sauce Gardner, the Jets, we were ready to roll. So, to me now it's Green Bay as a must win. I don't get what really got me on Green Bay on this side. It's actually going to be my second best bet of the day. Is 80% of the money's on Washington. Washington should never have 80% of the money on them. That is
That is
bananas.
crazy.
That is bananas. It's still Aaron Rodgers. Like I
But
get
what if
that.
it's not Aaron Rodgers?
Well, yeah, okay. Well, what if it's I don't know. What if it's not? I don't know. Then he stinks. But I don't think that he stinks.
I
Like,
think Jordan Love will be fine because they're
oh,
gonna
you're
run the
saying if he's
ball.
hurt?
Yeah,
I don't think he's that hurt. I think if he bangs his hand on someone on like a throw, then he might come out. I think Jordan Love's still okay. To me, what I don't get about Green Bay is sometimes like they did it in the Giants game too. Like Giants game, third quarter, fourth quarter, I forget what it was. Giants had a long drive, went down, scored. Green Bay got it back, threw it 3 times, and then punted. Like, do they forget that they have like Jones and Dillon on their team? Like they have two great running backs. I don't
that's
understand it.
that's why I think they're gonna control line of scrimmage here against Washington. But dude, they just can't be road favorites in my opinion. I'm gonna stick with Washington. I don't
Yeah,
care.
it's probably a sharp pick, but dude, Washington after that Thursday night game, their best play was a punt. Their best offensive play was a punt. You can't pick teams like that.
But it's Heineke.
Still, it's the offensive play calling. It's who they have. It doesn't matter. Heineke, I don't think is that big of an upgrade or change, especially in his first game.
I think he's an upgrade.
Maybe 3 or 4 games once he's got a rhythm down. But dude, first game of the season going against that Green Bay defense that's stout, it's gonna be tough.
All right, I'm gonna go to one of my best bets here, and that's the Tennessee Titans at home, -2.5, coming off a bye. And gets to Indianapolis 3-2-1 Colts. I love that this number is under a field goal for the Tennessee Titans right now. That's a perfect spot coming off a bye, division game. They need this win. And honestly, you know what Tennessee does? Tennessee wins in the division, man. They just win ball games in the division. And before you know it, you're going to look up and they're going to win the division. And they're going to be hosting a home playoff game. Right? Like you said, it's already week 7. This is a nice game for them. Derrick Henry time. I love the Titans, man. There's nothing stopping me here. They're over Taylor Lewan. They've picked up, you know what I mean? They
Yep.
picked up steam now. I this is a great spot for the Titans. They're gonna take command of this division this week.
Yeah. Dude, I hear you in that. It's kind of a spite pick for me. Let's look at this spread. Right now, 55% of the money's on the Colts. Money split over under 50-50%, so nothing really happening there. I agree with the Titans off a bye, but you talked me off Indy last week, and I'm still mad about it. So it's kind of a spite pick for me. I'm taking Indy, dude. I think they got it figured out last week. I think they let Matt Ryan throw the ball, let Ryan cook, whatever you want to say. Pierce is good as a wide receiver. We both know that. We talked about it in old episodes and lead into the season, fantasy football, that stuff. Pittman's the real deal. Got him on one of our teams too. You know, and they have plenty of running backs, dude. It was Deion Jackson, the third string, fourth string guy, came in and scored 27 fantasy points last week. He played amazing. Maybe Jonathan Taylor's back. Maybe Hines is back. But if not, you know, Deion Jackson or whatever, he's pretty good too. They also have Philip Lindsay there if they need him. I don't know. The Titans scare me a little bit, but dude, I think Indy's maybe figured something out. 3-2-1. I think it's going to be 4-2-1 after this. Give me the Titans, or give me the Colts, getting a couple points.
You had it right, dude. Take the Titans, but no problem. I know you want to spite me on that, but that's not my fault. That's because Jacksonville stinks, and let's just talk about
I know
that
they do.
because
That's why I wanted to pick against them.
But this is so I had them as my what am I missing, and that's why I took them last week because it made no sense, and this one makes no sense again.
This
so
one
they
makes
stink.
no sense. This one makes no sense.
Now they stink. Maybe I'm just like maybe Jacksonville's just putting me in a whirlwind this year.
Yeah, they're putting you in a blender.
Because now they're home and they're -2.5 against the New York Giants who are 5-1. Is this as Vegas saying the Giants have to eventually lose? Like you're just like Giants have to lose. Giants have to lose. Is this what the spread means? Because why is Jacksonville favored against anyone? I don't understand.
I was gonna make it a best bet, but it's such an easy square bet that it scared me from making a best bet. So I held off on it. But dude, this is to me at this point, the Jets, some of these teams, the Atlanta Falcons, don't think just throw. Take the Giants. They're good. I don't care what anyone says. Just do it. Just take the Giants and keep it moving. What's there to argue about? They're 5-1. They find ways to play games. Bellinger's an amazing tight end, maybe their best receiver. Saquon's the real deal. Comeback player of the year. Danny Dimes run the ball and not turning it over. The defense plays good, gets plays when it needs to. Kayvon Thibodeau shuts down the game at the end of the game. Like, what more do you want? They're 5-1.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea why they're getting 2.5. It's a crazy line. I love the Giants here too.
I feel
even though it feels like a square bet.
Yeah, I do feel like a square bet. I also feel like there's Jacksonville and the Giants because there was like Coughlin went there. Coughlin was from there. I feel like there's always weird games with these teams. I could be wrong about that. I could be misremembering that. But dude, just give me the Giants.
Like you said, the Giants are taking care of the football, which is a crazy surprise, and they're running it to keep it on the ground, and they're playing defense. It's a recipe for success right now.
Yeah,
it's just crazy to say that they're going to be 6-1. I think that's the only reason it's like that, but I think they're going to be 6-1. Like I don't know.
The NFC Beast is back. All three of those teams are good.
It's so funny. They're either all trash or all amazing.
Yeah, they can't get the
crazy world.
It's crazy.
All right, let's go to. I mean, I know this is the Winning Picks Weekly episode, but dude, I have a gripe with this team, man. The Carolina Jets, I mean, one of their I know it's not them, but one of their main guys posting today that he wants Mike LaFleur now. I mean,
That
at
was
what point?
bananas. I sent you that. That was bananas.
At what point do I have to like beat up like this kid who keeps going like who keeps like trying to date every girl I've ever talked to in my life, or
Dude,
like trying to like have all
what
my
world
friends?
what world are we living in that there's another NFL team? Remember the NFL teams are like worth what, $1 billion? Another $1 billion organization that's out here being like, hey, you know who we should go after? All the guys that can't cut it at the Jets organization. That's
Like it's
crazy.
dude, it's all insane. I'm really starting to hate this team. However, pretty soon Sam Darnold's gonna start a quarterback again. I'm gonna be all back in on the Carolina train, especially if they're getting double digit points. Unfortunately, this is not the week for
Yeah.
that. PJ Walker starting.
Jacob Eason is backing him up. Who?
I know, but I mean McCaffrey's on the trade block, so we know that's not great. I just hate Tampa Bay so much, but I just might hold my nose take Carolina. I think this might be. I
It's a
think
good
this might be my
spot.
hold my nose pick because, dude, I hate it so much. I don't want to take it, but dude, Tampa Bay is not minus 10.5 against anything. I like if they played Clemson right now, I would take 10.5 Clemson. I'm not even joking. Tampa
Oh
Bay
yeah,
should not be.
I think Clemson's a better team than Carolina.
That's tough. That's tough.
Dude, DJ is better than PJ Washington.
PJ Walker.
Yeah, PJ Walker, my fault.
PJ Washington plays basketball.
Yeah.
NBA season
Sorry,
did start
fantasy
today.
basketball draft the other night. I got it all mixed up, jumbled up. Dude, DJ's better quarterback. I mean, he's been lighting the league on fire the last few weeks. But to me, this is just the ultimate Tampa Bay Tom Brady bounce back spot. Everyone's been talking about Tom Brady. Oh, he's yelling at his offensive line. He's not there. He's at weddings and parties on the weekends. Everyone's talking about Tampa Bay and how bad they stink. Todd Bowles is giving press conferences with absolutely
stinks.
no effort and emotion.
Dude,
The difference between him and Robert Saleh is, I don't know, immeasurable. Like, it's crazy. He's giving me, what was the Lions head coach where they're talking
Dan
about?
Campbell.
No, the old one that was like, is he dead or alive? Because he just looks like he's dead on the sidelines.
Yeah. Is it Caldwell?
Yeah, I think it was
Jim
Caldwell. I think it was Caldwell.
I see his face.
Yeah. I was like 2 or 3 coaches ago, but I think it was Caldwell, dead or alive. Todd Bowles has got the dead or alive thing going on. Dude,
he's so bad.
He was giving a press conference, and I was like trying to adjust my headphones because I'm like, is this guy talking? Like, what's going on? You can barely hear him.
I get annoyed listening to him. I really do.
Dude, it's bad. So this is it. This is my. I keep doing these. I love these these bets. This is my line in the sand game for Tampa Bay. If they can't cover 10.5 against Carolina Panthers, who are actively tanking, they're tanking.
Yeah.
They're trying to trade their best players. They traded Robbie Anderson, not their best player. Christian McCaffrey's their best player. They're trying to trade him.
Bryce Young.
They started Jacob Eason. He's their 5th string quarterback. You know how hard it is to start a 5th or play a 5th string quarterback in the NFL? It's tough to do.
Sam Darnold comeback season. Calling it right now.
Like you said, when he's back and they're still getting double-digit points, then maybe I'll give a little bit. Because I think the defense is okay. You know, I think they'll play for something. If they're getting 14, 13 points, okay, that's one thing. But, dude, Tampa Bay, huge bounce-back spot here. I love them rolling in Carolina. Divisional game, too. Just means more.
All right, last game of the 1 o'clock slate. This is interesting to see the Dallas Cowboys at home at 1 p.m. Feel like that's weird. And they're hosting the Detroit Lions. Wow, this feels like Thanksgiving game. I mean, obviously they both play on Thanksgiving. They feel like they should have just killed 2 birds with 1 stone and made it a Thanksgiving game here. Dak is back. I honestly like what I see from the Cowboys, man. They have a really good defense. I hate the Detroit Lions. They're such frauds. Everybody falling in love with the 1-4 Detroit Lions. It must be the funniest storyline of the season so far. From preseason till now, everybody's telling me how they love them, the best coach, they're gritty, the best offense. They have 1 win. They already had their bye week. I mean, I don't know. Detroit Lions stink. They're not going to come off strong off their bye week. I don't believe in Dan Campbell. Dallas is motivated with Dak come first game back. I love Dallas here. I mean, this is my best bet, dude. -6.5. I love Dallas.
Wow, I really thought you were going somewhere else with the best bet. I'm surprised in Dallas. I agree. I think Dallas is pretty good. I've just been saying it all season, and maybe I've been wrong. Maybe I'm going to be wrong. But Detroit coming off a bye, I think they're good enough to hang with anyone at 4. I think if they have 3 or 4 points, I think they can cover against anyone. This is the prove it game to me. This is can you hang with anyone? Because I think Dallas is right up there. One of the better teams, if not, one of the better teams in the NFC for sure. Maybe one of the better teams in the league. I think they showed a lot of heart and a lot of grit in that Monday night game. Monday night game, when they battled back against Philadelphia. They were getting smoked in the first half, battled back in the second half. Cooper Rush is not the guy. I don't know if Dak Prescott's like 100% healthy. That's the only thing that concerns me about Dallas a little bit. Like, what if he can't grip the ball right? What if he can't throw the ball right? What if he gets injured again? I know you have Cooper Rush there, and he's played okay for you, but the spread takes into account that your starting quarterback is back and playing the full game. 6.5 just seems like too much points playing against a Detroit team that scores 40-something coming off a bye. They've had 2 weeks to prepare. Micah Parsons maybe got a little exposed against Philadelphia. Philadelphia in the first half just ran right at him. Did you see those highlights?
Eagles are just too good.
Dude, they just run an RPO right at him and he can't do anything.
Fine. I know where you're going with, and I should just stick with my philosophy, that my little trend, and take those last 2 for my 2 best bets. But I just love Dallas so much here. I understand what you're saying, though.
No, I thought you were going Houston with your best bet.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, +6.5 against Vegas. Oh my god.
That was gonna be one of my missing pick of the week if it wasn't Green Bay. How are they getting 6.5 points against a team with 1 win?
Well, they also have 1 win.
Yeah, but 6.5, maybe 3, maybe 4.
All right, let's just easily transition into this game.
I was gonna say
we got the 1-3-1 Houston Texans at the Las Vegas Raiders, both coming off a bye, so you negate that. Houston +6.5. What do you got,
dude? The other thing too, Jesus Christ, on FanDuel right now it's 7.
Perfect.
I love 7. 6.5, okay. 7, I absolutely love. I'm putting it in right now myself. Real life.
I love Houston, obviously. There, I guess you could make it one of my best bets. So I like this card a lot more than I thought.
Apparently, I'm looking at injury reports. Maybe I missed something with these injury reports. I mean, they're both coming off bye, so everyone seems kind of healthy.
They were talking about getting Damian Pierce, my boy, 20 carries a week. Lovie Smith said that.
Only thing that scares me a little bit for the Raiders, which I guess helps us for the Houston.
Waller's out.
Darren Waller, hamstring, not practicing.
I know.
It's like, dude, he's been hurt all season. I feel like he's
Devontae
hurt
Adams and Derek Carr. I don't care about that at all. I love Houston, dude. I love Houston +7. Wow, I love it. I love that. I thought you were going with the best bet. I love Houston too. What's more to say? We both love Houston. They're 1-3, but boy, are they scrappy. I'll think that's my best bet. I'll negate Dallas, but listen, this is where I was going with this, and it's coming off my trends from last week. I know everybody loves Geno Smith and Seattle, and everything's all hunky dory over there. Travis Homer might be back, right? He's come back this week, or is it next week? Kenneth Walker, best running back ever for Michigan State. I get it all, and they're +6.5, 3-3, +6.5 at the Chargers, right? Where there's really no home field. That sounds amazing. Like, obviously take Seattle, but dude, the Chargers are going into a bye week coming out. They make me nervous because they're a team that's injured going into a bye week, so they might be like, I can't wait to get to this bye week because we're all injured. Like banged up. But Corey Linsley was only out with an illness. It wasn't like a real injury. So I'm hoping he comes back. We know the tackles aren't coming back. They're out forever. But without the center, they had a really hard time running the ball. Nobody has a hard time doing anything offensively against Seattle. I like the Chargers -6.5. What do you got here?
Dude, I absolutely love Seattle.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah, they did it.
Everybody does though, right? Where's the public
Yeah,
here?
90% of the money's on
Oh
Seattle.
my god, this has to be my best bet then. It has to. It's my trend. Everybody loves Seattle. It makes no sense, kind of. I think this is a huge Keenan Allen coming back. The Chargers are getting healthy, going into a bye.
I don't know if Keenan Allen's going to be back because they're going into a bye. Why not give him 2 weeks of rest and make sure he's definitely healthy for the back half of the season? For me, dude, the
Because they're gonna
Chargers.
be 5-2, man. They're gonna take over this division.
Yeah, they'd be tied with the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me though, that Monday night game again, like it's crazy, but their best play was a punt. They
I
had
know.
no offense going. I get
But then
that
they have no center.
the center got hurt in the fourth quarter.
No, that was their second center. Corey Linsley was out with an illness.
Okay, yeah, their second
So
center
they're
got
playing
hurt.
with
That's
their
right, and their third
string
string center. That's right. That's right. That's right. And I get that Surtain's really good in Denver, and they have a good pass defense. So Zach Wilson's probably not going to do too much, even though people are freaking out about Zach Wilson having 10 completions last week, even though we won the game by double digits in Green Bay and snapped a 15 game home win streak for Green Bay. Jets fans still complain for some reason.
And Aaron Rodgers 70% at home.
Yeah. So I get that the Denver has a really good defense, but dude, when you have a wide receiver like Mike Williams, you can't get him the ball, and dude, who's the running back? Austin Eckler had 10 catches. That's insanity.
I mean, I literally I took that prop. If I'm being honest with you, someone called me. I was at the airport flying back from Green Bay. They were like, "What should I take for this game?" And everything I said, they were getting more disgusted. But literally by a thing, but everything hit. I said take Denver. He's like, no, Russell Wilson, he sucks. I was like, just take Denver. I promise you, they're gonna be good. Take the under. Like, no, that's awful. The under was easy. I said take Eckler under rushing yards, but over passing yards because they have no offensive line.
Yeah.
And the whole that all hit. And I don't know. I feel good about this Chargers at home. I do want to say though, I was very, very, very wrong about JC Jackson. He got benched. Problems there. I'm so happy we got DJ Reed instead. We meaning the Jets. But dude, I really hate Brandon Staley, but I'm still gonna take -6.5 here. I'm not. 5-2 Chargers. I like that a lot.
Dude, again, Kenneth Walker, 100 rushing yards. Geno Smith, 200 passing yards. Getting everyone involved too. Like, I don't know. I think Seattle's better than what people expect. It sucks because I actually thought they were going to suck this year, so I have a bet for them to have the worst record in the NFL. I think the 12th man travels. I think that the Chargers don't have that crazy of a home field. I think just 6.5 is too many points. Like, if this was like 2.5 or 3, maybe you could talk me into the home team there. But 6.5 is just wild. Dogs have been barking. Dogs have been good. What was it 35-11 last week in college football? Similar in NFL. It's crazy.
All right, man. I've been holding this game off as long as I could. What is going on with this freaking line?
It moved. You're talking about the Jets?
Yeah.
It moved in real life.
What is it at right now?
I think it's 1.
Okay, it should be a pickup. The line is moved from
we can
3.5.
make it a pick 'em. It's +1 right now on
Let's make it a pick 'em.
FanDuel.
It's pick 'em for us. It was 3.5. It's continuously moving. I have no idea what's going on here.
3.5 is easiest bet of all time.
I literally took it -6 alternate spread to make the just -3. I had no idea what I was missing. I was so confused, like while looking at it. At Denver, Russell Wilson, your
Top 10
boy,
quarterback.
has a hamstring issue.
I thought it was an AC joint.
He has the shoulder thing, but he
I
just
thought it
had
was
an
his
MRI.
thumb. I thought he had a bad thumb. I thought it was his foot. Wasn't it his foot?
I can't say it, dude.
Those were the Seattle injuries when he sucked.
Yeah,
His thumb and his thumb that he should take 6 weeks to come back from, but came back in 2. Adam Schefter's such a bitch, dude. Is it Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport? I think it's Adam Schefter. Just literally tweets. Like, Russell Wilson must text him what to say, and he just tweets it.
that was like he has people coming in at night. like rubbing his belly, right? When
No,
with
he
his
said these are
thumb.
real injuries, and these are real injuries,
No,
and
but
he's in
that's how
real
he came
pain.
back. No, that's how he came back from in 2 weeks. He had like people waking him up in the middle of the night to like rehab
Yeah,
his thumb.
yeah,
That's what he
that
said.
was the ones. Yeah, yeah, around the clock. I still can't find. I keep trying to find, and I saw it, and this is what started me hating Russell Wilson. However long ago, it was 2 years ago or whatever. It was a video they were showing pre-game, and he was at one of the games, and it wasn't him pretending to be in the huddle because I love that stuff too, and that's just ridiculous. It's crazy person behavior, but it was him exercising, and he was on a ball. If someone could find it, send it to me. I would love you forever. He was on like a ball. People were hitting him with stuff. He was like throwing the ball, and he was doing all this crazy shit for a thumb injury. Like, it's like, dude, none of this has to do with anything. Like, it was bananas. It was a crazy thing. And all the NFL people were like, oh my God, look at him go. Oh, he's so brave. Oh, he's so strong. Oh my God, Russell Wilson. Dude, he stinks. He's stunk for a couple years now. He stinks in Denver. This team stinks. Give me the Jets by a million.
So the Jets are going to be 4-0 on the road.
Yes. We're
The
not going to
Jets are
throw the
going to
ball.
be.
You know what the best part is? People are like, oh, Denver's the number one pass defense. Great. We have Brees Hall. Great. He runs for 200 yards a week. We have Michael Carter. He's a stud. Who
Jets
cares?
are going to be 5-2.
Mm-hmm. Easily, too. This is a double-digit win.
Okay, I'll believe it when I see it, man.
All right.
I'm taking the Jets. I'll believe it when I see it. Last game of the 4 o'clock slate. This is part of my trends here. Kansas City going into a bye next week. Greg, honestly, look, you call me a crazy person all the time, and maybe others thought it was justified. I feel like I'm on my redemption tour this year.
Yeah,
But
people
let
call
me
you
ask you this.
you're a
Let me
big
ask
you're
you
a big
this.
people call me crazy because you have been crazy for 4 or 5 years straight,
No,
and
I'm
now
right.
this
I'm
season
right.
we're good.
I'm right.
No,
It's
you
all coming
weren't.
together.
I want to
It's,
make it
it's
very
all
clear.
coming
You
together.
weren't when we had Adam Gase. You're like, the team's gonna be fine. We're gonna make the playoffs. No,
Listen, it was all coming together.
it
Finally
was all
made
part
it.
of the plan.
It's all part of the plan. But let me ask you this. I get it. But listen, am I crazy for starting to root against the Kansas City Chiefs?
No,
I need them to start losing games.
as someone who
I
bet the
need them,
alternate under on Kansas City last year, no, you're completely fine in that
but
regard.
forget that. Forget that just for the sake of the New York Jets. I need Kansas City to start losing games. It now matters for the New York Jets for the Kansas
Oh,
City Chiefs to lose games. I need them to lose. I need to start rooting against them.
I
So
mean,
I
uh,
want. Go ahead. Am I crazy?
I mean, kind of. It's not like they're gonna lose so much that they're gonna
Yeah.
miss the playoffs. Like, they're gonna be in the
No.
playoffs no matter what. They're gonna take up a spot.
Yeah, but
I need them to lose.
I
'Cause I have
definitely
the
don't want to go
Chargers.
into Kansas City. Definitely not trying to go into Arrowhead for a playoff
That's
game.
definitely the one place I don't want to go. Them or Buffalo, if we're in the trust tree here, are the two places I don't want to go in a playoff game. That's for sure.
We'll see
Um,
about Buffalo because we get to at least go in there for for a tune up, and we get them at home. So we'll
that's
see how
true.
that goes.
And it's
But
easy.
definitely
It's
not
easy. It's easy trip for us.
I'm not trying to go into Arrowhead, but
No.
this game is -2.5 at San Francisco. San Francisco is getting really healthy. Trent Williams is back.
Oh, are they? I didn't see that.
Yeah, Trent Williams is back. I think this is going to be a vintage.
What about Bosa?
I'm not sure if Bosa's back yet.
I don't see
Might be
anything
one
under
more
the
week.
comments section. It just says questionable.
For Bosa?
Yeah.
Oh, that means he's back off IR, right? Was he
No,
on IR?
no,
Or
that
his
you're thinking
brother?
of the Chargers.
Oh,
Bosa,
his
Nick
brother.
Bosa. I think
Oh,
he was
okay.
just out last week.
Oh, okay.
That's why I hammered the Falcons. Easy bet. They had three, I think, defensive ends out last week, and then a fourth one got hurt. So they just have no defensive pressure to pressure the quarterback. Don't really need much against Marcus Mariota, but he was able to run all over them. They were able to just run the ball last week.
That's a problem against KC, and especially KC is coming off of that bad loss. I mean, not a bad loss because it was Buffalo, bad loss because it ended in an interception. All right, I'm just gonna stick with my trend here. I'm gonna take Kansas City -2.5, but I'm telling you right now, I would love nothing more on this planet than San Francisco to win this game.
I know.
I
If
don't care.
it was 3.5, I would think about San Francisco at home getting a field goal and a hook, just because I think if they're healthy, come Sunday. Um, 75% of the money right now in Kansas City. That worries me a little bit. But I'll ride with you on this one. I think KC, like you said, bounce back spot going into the bye week, only 2.5 on the road. Did they look good last week? They just played the other best team in the AFC, and it came down to a last second play. A fourth down drive with time expiring. So I think San Francisco's good. I think San Francisco's in a big bounce back spot too.
I would love it. I would love if they won, dude. San
They lost
Francisco
by 2 touchdowns to the
4-3,
Falcons.
4-3, and Kansas City 4-3. That sounds great. And the Jets at 5-2. Oh my goodness, dude. Yo, pump that into my veins
That'd be insane
right now. So that'd be great. I'm really ruining my heart with San Francisco here. Let's go, Frisco. All right, Sunday night.
Speaking of picking with your hearts, I got 2 heart picks coming up right now.
Oh man, I like where you're going with this because 2 AFC East division games here with Buffalo out. These are the only 2 that matter to us, and they're in prime time. So I know what teams I want to win both these games. I think there's a chance.
This is some big scouting for us Jets fans out there. Get to watch these teams, only game on, really dissect them.
That's funny because so the Sunday night here, we beat Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's 2-4, plus 6.5 at Miami. Miami's 3-3, minus 6.5 with Tua coming back. Tua had some interesting comments about not remembering a lot of the day. That really scared me. I don't know how healthy he's gonna be, man. I don't know how one allows himself to get hit by somebody after feeling like that a week ago. I don't know. So we'll see. Some people don't get over it fast. Some people don't ever get over it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes with Tua. I wish the best for him. I love Pittsburgh plus 6.5, man. Pittsburgh is Watt coming back?
I don't think this week.
It's not yet. Okay. I like Pittsburgh plus 6.5. This is kind of betting with my heart too, but I just think it's going to be close. I think Miami could win by a field goal or something. I think Pittsburgh's going to keep this defense contained. I think Tomlin's going to be 3-4 after all that nonsense. It happens all the time, dude. Tomlin's going to get fired. Oh, Belichick is done. Every year we have the same talk, and then they always just come right back in it. I think Pittsburgh's going to come right back. They're going to be 3-4, and they're going to also make a run at the division.
Yeah, they're gonna be above 500 by the end of the season.
Well, but they're gonna make a run at the division, man. I'm telling you, right? Because Pittsburgh's gonna be 3-4, and if Cleveland beats Baltimore, Cleveland's gonna be 3-4. Baltimore's gonna be 3-4, and the Bengals are gonna be sitting on top at 4-3 if they beat Atlanta. You know what I mean? They could easily lose that. They could be 3-4. You know what I mean? Pittsburgh's gonna have a real chance in this division real soon. It's gonna be wide open as usual, but they're kind of turning into the NFC East, right? And then. Or the AFC East for that matter, right? They're just all a bunch of stinky teams of old. So, what do you got here, man?
Fitzpatrick was hurt last week too for the whole game, the majority of it. So, he's practicing. He's likely to play week 7. Minka. It looks like. Yeah, Minka, big one. T.J. Watt though, interesting thing on his injury report, I did not know, underwent arthroscopic knee surgery. They'll delay his return at least a week.
Yeah, was that this week? I thought it was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, maybe it's 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen that. I always thought it was just his pectoral.
Yeah. He did that too. He's like, all right, I'm coming back. Let me just do this thing real quick too, so I'm good to go. But I think they have a real chance at the division. To be honest with you, I would start sneaking in some Pittsburgh division bets here. I know it sounds insane right now, but I'm just telling you, it's possible. It's possible they're right. They could be 1 game back at worst.
It's not. I just pulled up the standings here, dude. I like that.
And I like Cleveland with Deshaun Watson coming back in a couple weeks, man.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I don't know, Green Bay maybe for the division, especially if they get it right.
Yuck.
San Francisco.
I love my preseason Vikings bets there.
San Francisco, if they could win against KC. Nice. There's a couple guys here, the long shots. Falcons still probably a long shot, even though they're tied with Tampa Bay for first right now. I just keep
fading Tampa, whatever I can find. Whether I take Falcons or I take the Saints, I just hate Tampa so much, man. Yeah, and listen, if the Saints finally get it together and they scrap some wins with literally nothing, no wide receivers, no quarterback, you know what I'm saying? If by the end they have a couple of wins and then they finally get healthy, that could be sneaky too.
Dude, you talked about us beating the Steelers. We also absolutely destroyed the Miami Dolphins. We ripped their fan base apart. I was watching Miami Dolphins. I
Mm.
was hate watching Miami Dolphins streams after that game. People were freaking out. Is Mike McDaniel the guy? What's going on? Skylar Thompson was supposed to be the next Tom Brady. We picked him in the 7th round. He's supposed to be incredible. He stinks. What's blah blah blah, all this stuff. They were like, was it Trent? Is it Trent Armstead, their offensive lineman that got hurt against us?
Armstead,
They're like, he was out against the Jets too. Dude, he had a fall. He had like 2 penalties against him before he got hurt in the first quarter. The Miami Dolphins get penalty after penalty after penalty. Did you see the play last week where it was like, whatever it was like first and like 10 from like the 12 or something like that. And then it would end up being like 4th and 42 or something. It was insane. I'm being hyperbolic here, hyperbole or whatever it is. But dude, they get so many penalties. It's unbelievable. Tua's not going to fix that. Everyone's like, we need Tua back. Tua's not going to fix penalty after penalty after penalty on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. I think the Steelers are a more disciplined team. I think that, they went to Mitch last week and he came through clutch. I think Matt Cannon has to change some things in this offensive coordinator structure, whatever he's got going on, because it hasn't been working. But, dude, if Minka's back, they're playing well. I don't know. Tyreek Hill is in a walking boot. He's not in a walking boot. Who knows what's going on with him? He still goes for 80 yards every game. I like the Steelers in this one. On the road, getting points. Right now, 75% of the money is on Miami. You don't know what you're getting with Tua. Like, I have him in a couple fantasy leagues, picked him up when other people dropped him. I think we got him in one of our joint leagues. I don't know if you can start him this week because I just don't know what I'm going to get from him.
But you know what's funny? I think they're going to be conservative because I think they're pissed, low-key, that it's primetime game. They don't want this to be the spotlight with Tua.
Well, yeah, like imagine if he gets hit. Imagine if he gets tackled and he's like a little slow to get up. Like, he's out of the game immediately.
They don't want that.
Yeah.
All right. Monday night. Another division game. This line makes no sense. This line should be 10.5 for me. But this is the Bears.
Oh, you think it should be higher?
Yeah, at New England. Dude, the Bears suck. Dude, they're breaking records for the least amount of completions, and they're losing.
They almost
what else do you want?
They almost won last week. They had the touchdown to Mooney, who caught it in the end zone but got tackled on the 1-inch line. That was unbelievable. That game, watching that game reminded me of
the Jets
things. Yeah, I don't want to say it because that might
Baker.
be bad. That might be bad clip in a few weeks. But
was it the Baker versus the Browns, where they changed the rule where he had caught the touchdown, he's about to land in bounds and they pushed him out. But they used to at the time have the rule where if he's about to land in bounds and you push him out, it still counts as in bounds.
Yeah, that's.
But it was obvious there, so then they just changed it to no, you just have to land in bounds because that obviously should have been that, but we don't want to call that because he was out. Like, okay.
Yeah, that was different. This one was he caught it in the end zone. He got tackled going towards the field or whatever, up the field to the 1-yard line, and then because he bobbled it, he came down with it when he was out of the end zone. That's like unbelievable luck to lose that bet. And yes, I did hit a parlay on that. Started my week off right. Gave me a little walking around money to put some big bets in. So I will with Chicago. They I think are angry about last week. I don't know. 7.5 is too much in prime time. New England scares me. I'm worried. Again, if we're in the trust tree, I'm worried that New England's defense is turning it around. I'm worried that Billy Zappe's good, and this team's gonna figure it out. Ramondre Stevenson's nice, even though Harris is out. He was playing well.
Stevenson's nice,
dude. They just got players on
Jacoby
defense.
Myers. Yeah, they do. They have a good scheme, man. J.C. Jackson sucks.
To me, I think it's one of those things where the Bears.
Butler sucks.
Yeah.
Everybody sucks. It's New England. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a fact.
But yeah, I think if Chicago can score, I think it's gonna be very low scoring. This is another one where I really like the under. I don't know what the public betting is like on this, but 91% of the money on the under. So I guess I'm not the only one that thinks that. 50-50 on the spread right now. Give me Chicago plus 7.5. I think it's too many points at prime time.
All right, you know what that means, man. It's time for the parlays. We got our teasers. We have our Hail Marys. Where do you want to start with?
Let's start with Hail Marys.
Okay, you want to go first? You sound excited.
Yeah, because I'm going back to the well, dude. This is my Tsunami Speaks pick parlay of the week, Hail Mary of the week.
Uh-oh. Shout out.
Giants, Jets, Seahawks. Money line.
Again,
Let's
running it
do
back.
it. Running it back. It worked
That's
last
wild.
week. It works again this week. The odds are a little bit lower because people have caught up to the Jets and Giants. But still, the Giants plus money, plus 130. The Jets minus 102 on the road. Seahawks plus 205 against the Chargers. Like I said, I think the Chargers are banged up. I know they're going into a bye week, so it worries me a little bit. That gets me to plus 1,300 on the parlay. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm thinking about throwing the Falcons in there at plus 4,300, but I'm staying away. I'm just going back to it. The Tsunami Speaks parlay of the week. Giants, Jets, Seahawks. Let's sweat it out again. Let's win some money again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All right, so I'm going with 5 games, 2 of them being at 4 o'clock. I just realized the Jets are at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that just changes my Sunday. I could actually have a Sunday now. Like I could ease into the 1 o'clocks. You know what I mean? Like I could ease into it. So I kind of like that. So for the 1 p.m.s, I'm gonna stick with your Giants. I'm gonna take the Titans, like we said, coming off a bye week division game, money line. Browns money line against the Ravens, and then at 4 p.m. we'll be sweating out the New York Jets and the Houston Texans. That's plus 9,000.
Whoo.
5-game parlay. All those are winnable games. Nothing there sounds crazy.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, the craziest thing is supposed to be the Texans. That's not crazy to me. Houston, the Vegas Raiders suck. So that's what I'm taking. 5 teams plus 9,000. Greg, what do you got for your teasers?
I got a good one. I got a 5-legger, but I'm only going to do 3.5 points on it. Gets me to plus 650. And the unders have been hitting. I'm trying just to pick the right 5. It's always a little tough, but I like the unders. Give me the Cleveland Browns and the Ravens under 49.5. Green Bay, Washington under 45. Jets, Broncos under 42. And then primetime games, Steelers, Dolphins under 48. Bears, New England under 43. Plus 650. Nice and simple. Keep it easy. 5 unders for your teaser of the week.
All right, so I'm going with a 6-legger plus 500 teaser plus 6. Steelers plus 13. Browns plus 12.5, Falcons plus 12.5, Texans plus 13, Giants plus 9, Jets plus 7.
Love it.
Plus 500. Nice and easy, man. Nice and easy. And if you want to get crazy, if you want to get absolutely nuts, if you believe in these Falcons, honestly, that's really the only team here. If you believe in these Falcons, -6 makes it up plus 40,000. There's no crazy numbers here. The only crazy number here is the Jets at -5. Everything else is a football number. Steelers plus 1, Giants -3, Browns plus a half, Falcons plus a half, Texans plus 1. Everything is a normal number. The only thing there is the Jets -5. So if you trust in the Falcons and you trust in the Jets,
as a 5-team reverse teaser,
6.
Those are tough to hit. But 40,000. All you gotta do is throw $1 on it.
$5 to make $5 make 2K. So
easy.
That's what we're doing there. Greg, let's do the full slate because I'm sweating out this 5th inning right now for the Yankees. I'm sweating out the Knicks 4th quarter here, single digit.
Came back in the 3rd. Are the Knicks a new team? Scored in the 3rd quarter? I know. I can't believe it.
I don't know. Cam Reddish is, man, he's playing a lot of minutes here. So we'll see how this is gonna go. Let's go through the full slate.
RJ Barrett 9 points. Yuck.
No, don't even look at the field goal percentage. It's gonna hurt your brain.
Yuck. But real quick, by the way, sorry, before we start, made me think. In one of the group chats we're in, had the prop bet from FanDuel. Was it RJ and
Brunson.
Brunson to score 20 points each or score 40 combined points. You see the prop bet that's went around Twitter for Hurts to score one passing touchdown? It went from minus 800 to plus 100. They moved to 800 points, and he still didn't throw a touchdown on Monday night.
Yeah, they can tease that to plus 900 if they want. It's still not going to happen.
Passing touchdown, though, just one? That's tough. It's tough not to throw a passing touchdown in the NFL, even though Zach Wilson does it every week. And we win, so I'm happy.
That's like the one 3-pointer for Ben Simmons once.
Yeah. Those should be plus $1 million, though.
All right, so let's start off with the slate. Rapid fire. Let's go through. You got the New Orleans Saints at Arizona Cardinals. Is this a Taysom Hill game? This better be a Taysom Hill game. Thursday Night Football. What do you got?
Saints plus 1.5.
I got the Saints as well. We got the Atlanta Falcons, Kings of the spread, plus 5.5, getting points. At Cincinnati. What do you got?
Falcons best bet plus 5.5.
I love it. I'm gonna take the Bengals here, but I love it. I really do. Detroit plus 6.5 at Dallas. I'm rolling with Dallas here. What do you got?
Back-to-back best bet plus 6.5. Detroit.
All right, man. I'm sticking with it. Best bet. I don't care. I'm trying to talk myself off of the best bet. This is best bet for me. I'm taking
head-to-head best bet. First time we did it this year.
Let's go. We got another best bet of mine coming up here. The Indianapolis 3-2-1 explode stink. Matt Ryan's too old Colts plus 2.5 at the Tennessee Titans coming off a bye. What do you got?
Indy and the points. Give me Indy plus 2.5.
Disgusting. You're gonna regret that so much. You're gonna tell me how much you hate Indy. I can't wait for that text. Titans are gonna win it. Take control of this division. Green Bay. Who knows who's gonna be quarterback? We have it at 5.5. I just saw FanDuel has it all the way down to 4. So we'll stick with the 5.5 here at Washington. Heineke. I got Washington. What do you got?
What am I missing pick of the week? Because I think the spread's too high. Apparently it's moved down, rightfully so. Green Bay, minus 5.5 for on here. I'll take it. I'm definitely betting in real life. It's minus 4. My third and final best bet of the week. Must win for Green Bay. Must win for Aaron Rodgers. They got to do it.
Is it a must win for Jordan Love?
Yes. Start his career off right.
I mean, didn't look so good against the Jets. Tampa Bay, minus 10.5 at Carolina. Who's the wide receiver? Who's the quarterback? Who's the coach? What's going on in Carolina, man?
Dude, Steve Wilkes and Ben McAdoo is a tough 1-2 punch for a coaching staff. Tampa Bay.
Assuming that means you got Tampa, yeah.
For me, bounce back Tampa Bay minus 10.5.
I get it. I'm gonna take Carolina at 10.5 at home here. I don't love it. This is a hold the nose pick of the week. Giants plus 2.5. What am I missing here? Jacksonville. Jacksonville sucks. Giants are 5-1. They don't turn over the ball. They keep the ball on the ground. I like the Giants. What do you got?
This spread, if you've been gambling for a little while, this spread screams take Jacksonville. I'm a sucker. I'm a square. Give me the Giants plus 2.5.
Cleveland Browns plus 6.5 at Baltimore for some chaos in the division, which is what I love. I love Cleveland here. Should I take Houston? All right, fine. Best bet, Cleveland Browns. Let's go. Give it to me. What do you got here?
Baltimore minus 6.5. Tough to blow a fourth quarter league against a team that cannot throw the ball. All they do is run. Tough to give up a fourth quarter lead to teams that just run the ball.
The New York Football Jets.
John, the 4-2 New York Football Jets.
Are they going to be 5-2? This game at a pick 'em now?
With ease. I said it so much, I'm starting to worry about it.
I'm so worried about it.
The Jets. The Jets.
I'm very worried about it. All
not
right.
Even, not even a little worried.
Best bet of mine.
We've Sauce Gardner. Sorry.
I know. I mean, they're not going to throw. They're going to, Melvin Gordon, he's good. He's got to stop with Latavius. The more I talk about it, the more we should crush this team.
He's good. He got benched.
Can't turn over. Just can't turn over the ball, which we haven't been. Houston, 1-3-1, plus 7. Houston, best bet of mine at the Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams coming off Have a bye. You reminded me this should be a best bet. Damian Pierce getting the 20 carries from Lovie Smith. I love it. I'm taking the money line. I love Houston +7. Let's go.
Houston as well. The darlings of the podcast.
I love them so much. 1-3-1. I love it. I love it so much. Seattle +6.5 at the LA Chargers. LA Chargers have a bye next week, so I'm taking them blindly. -6.5. Don't sweat it.
I like Seattle. Maybe I'm dumb. Give me 6.5. Too many points.
Speaking of too many points, I just wish there was a little bit more points. This game would be a little easier. Kansas City -2.5 at San Francisco. San Francisco +2.5. KC going into a bye. I'm sticking with my philosophy, but I'm telling you right now, I would love if San Francisco won this game. I'm going with KC. What do you got?
Kansas City -2.5. Bounce back going into a bye. Gotta win it. San Francisco a little beat up.
Jerome Williams' first game back. Pittsburgh Sunday Night Football at Miami. Tua coming back. Miami's the darling. Pittsburgh stinks according to everyone. I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh +6.5. The primetime king is here.
I was going to say, normally I'd be nervous that you and I are on the same side on all primetime games, but you're Johnny Primetime. You're the best primetime bettor on Twitter. I'm rocking with you. Pittsburgh +6.5.
Let's go. This game I absolutely hate. I'm gonna be 2-1 because I'm just not gonna hit this game. I just know I'm not. I'm gonna ride with the Bears because I absolutely hate New England Patriots with all my body, my mind, my soul. However, Greg, as a New York Jets fan going to JetLife Stadium in 2 weeks, we are playing the Patriots, so it'd be nice if they lost because then we're gonna hear the Belichick doesn't lose twice and yada yada yada. So I don't need to hear all those stats. But listen, it hasn't mattered yet for the New York Jets. We don't give a damn what the teams do the week before. We just crush them. But Chicago doesn't get completions. Chicago +7.5 at New England. I like the Bears. What do you got?
I love the under, so therefore, if you're getting 7.5 points in a game where I think there's going to be less than 40 points scored, all you need is 10, really. Give me Chicago +7.5. I think they can score 10 points.
All right, and that wraps up week 7. The Knicks are down by 1 with 3 minutes and a half left.
Let's go.
John Moran just tried a alley-oop from half court because he's Russell Westbrook reincarnated. The Yankees are in the what inning are you in the 6th inning. Verlander has 100 pitches. This is going to be his last inning. Matt Carpenter, is that gone? Oh, foul ball. You're so lucky.
Ooh.
Please, Knicks, Jets, etc. Subscribe on our YouTube. We have the Winning Picks Weekly stuff for college and NFL. We got the Knicks, where Alex was at the 40-40 Club today with Knicks Fan TV,
Yes,
killing it. We got the Jets, who are absolutely murdering the NFL. They're supposed to be 0-9. They're supposed to be drafting 32nd. We're about to be fighting for the AFC East division in a couple weeks. I'm hyped, Greg. Any last words?
Yeah, PFF George is an idiot. We should have taken Malik Willis. I'll say it to the day I die. PFF's a scam. They suck. Let's go Jets.
Quinton Williams,
Defensive Player of the Year. Check us out on our next episode later this week with Chip Murphy 7 for college football picks, where we kill that as well.
Jets, Jets.